For the last 6 weeks or so, I've been using these HolyHigh Truly Wireless Sports Earbuds for all of my workouts. If you're like me and you want a dedicated set of earbuds for running, cycling, any other kind of high intensity sport, and you don't want to break the bank, I think these are an awesome buy. These are not going to be your everyday earbuds, but for sports, they really are a bargain. Let's look at the 6 main reasons why I think that's the case. So firstly, let's talk about the price. At the time I shot this video in the UK, these retailed for just under £35, and in the US for just under $45. Cheap enough, I think, that you can justify these as a second pair of earbuds. Let's take a look at the ergonomics. So you'll see that each of the earbuds has a hook on it at the side, and that obviously hooks over your ear. These are made of a nice rubber material. I use these for a fair few hours at a time, and I've not had any rubbing on my ears, no skin irritation or anything like that. So if you're worried about that, at least in my case, I've not had any problems. I have had issues with that in the past, especially with rubbing on the ear. So these were really quite comfortable. In the box, you get different sizes of tip. This is the medium tip, which worked just fine for me. It forms a nice seal, but not too strong that you can't hear traffic or other things, which I think is very important when you're out running. The earphones are IPX5 rated, so they're fine with sweat, fine with rain, but you're not going to jump into a pool or a lake with these. They're not that good at waterproofing. So I do think that ergonomics is the most important feature when you're looking at sports earbuds, and in this area, the HolyHighs really deliver. So let's talk a little bit about the sound quality. It's good, it's not great, but it's good, and I think it's good in all the right places that it needs to be for exercise. For me, it's loud, it's clear, the bass is deep, which is what matters to me when I'm running. The mids and the highs fell a little bit flat, thin maybe. I'm not an audio expert, so it's hard to say if that's really the case, but I don't think it matters when you're running either. Like, if you're breathing heavily, you can't really hear. All that matters is you're getting some sort of beat that you can run to, some sort of tempo for your exercise. There is a microphone built into these, and I would describe the call quality as adequate. It's fine if you get stopped on a run or a ride and you have to take a phone call. Yeah, it will work. But I wouldn't buy these if what you want is a set of earbuds for taking phone calls, for taking conference calls. I reviewed something recently that you might be interested in if that's your thing. So the HolyHighs come in this nice case which doubles as a battery charger, and if I just flip it up, you can see that they actually latch in like with a magnet and they won't fall out, which is quite nice. The earphones themselves are rated for 5 hours of continuous usage. I've not done a run for 5 hours, so I can't attest to that. But I say that to think if you're an ultramarathoner, this probably won't be for you. The case will bring the total battery life up to 35 hours. That I can attest to. I've used these for a couple of weeks without charging up the case, no problems. So I do think if you travel a lot, if you're kind of active in hiking and camping or whatever, these are a good option. So charging is done by the micro USB port on the back of the case here. Kind of frustrating that this is micro USB and not USB-C. I do think that everything should be USB-C these days. Can't get too worked up about it, but it is a matter of frustration for me. So a feature I really like about these is they have these little buttons on the side, and if you press them while you're running, things happen. Let me just show you what those things are. So I've got these on now, and if I just press once on either side, that will toggle play and pause. If I hold down the left, that's going to bring the volume down. If I hold down on the right, it's going to bring the volume up. If I double press, that's going to take track backwards. And if I double press on the right, that will take track forwards. Really nice to control your music while you're running, especially if you use a cell phone, maybe in like a little running pouch, you don't need to get it out to toggle your volume or whatever. Now these are actually hardware buttons rather than touch controls, which is quite nice. So that means that when you're running, you have to actually press to make something happen. You don't have to press so hard, so it is actually quite easy to do it while you're running, but you can't accidentally do it very easily. So you're not going to just send the volume soaring if you have to scratch your head while you're out for a ride or a run. It sounds like a small thing, but these earphones are Bluetooth 5, and not only that, they actually have a very reliable Bluetooth chipset. I was able to pair these with my iPhone, my iPad, my MacBook Pro, my Surface Pro 7, absolutely no problems. When I was out running with them, I didn't get any jittery audio. I used them with a Bluetooth treadmill, no problems, no interference. I used them with a Bluetooth heart rate monitor, with a Bluetooth watch, absolutely no problems whatsoever. At this price point, as you'd probably expect, you can only pair them with one device at a time, but I don't really think that's a major issue for sports earphones. You're going to pair them with your cell phone or with your smartwatch, and that'll really be it. So obviously these earphones are not without their downsides. I do think the case could be a little bit smaller, and if I just open it up, you'll see that actually quite a lot of the space inside is not really used, even though the earbuds are a weird shape. Would be nice to see a smaller case. Now, I already said it was quite a small thing, but I do wish these were USB-C rather than micro USB. If you travel a lot, you don't want to keep carrying all these cables, and I'm nearly USB-C only, so it would be very nice to go USB-C on my sports headphones. Now, obviously the sound could be better, but probably not at this price point. I have the Bose SoundSport 3, and the sound is definitely better on those, but they are at least 4 times as expensive. And when I'm running, I'm not sure I could tell the difference between the two pairs. All that aside though, if what you want is a dedicated set of earbuds for running, cycling, impact sports, gardening even, maybe working in the workshop, then I don't think you'll regret buying these. The sound is really good, the battery life is fine, the Bluetooth is very reliable, which for me at least is a big feature, and the ergonomics are great. There was no irritation on my skin, and I'm never worried that these are going to fall out of my ears. So I hope you found this video useful. If so, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and don't just hit subscribe, but hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any future content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.